Well, hi everybody, Gary Sinclair. Well, it's been a few years, but I've started playing golf again. Okay, so I'm sometimes hitting the ball after I've watched scores of YouTube videos that assure me that there's only one or two steps that I need to follow. And to learn those other ones, the first one is free, then those other two require MasterCard or crypto. Anyhow, I was out at the driving range this morning and the only one there using it. Probably a good thing if safety is still important. However, my place on the range was fairly close to the first tee, so I could hear some of the conversations between players getting ready to tee off. Well, one player was talking about kind of an average game that he had when the other one responded about his brilliant comeback. Well, you know, I hadn't played for a few years and my handicap had fallen to a 4 or 5. Now, if you're not familiar with golf handicaps, a 4 or 5 handicap means you're a pretty darn good golfer. And I'm sure he was going to make sure he looked better than those other guys, at least for their round today. Yeah, we all have probably had those moments when we want to outdo someone else, even if we have to exaggerate a little. But the big question is, who are we being the best for and why? It's good to be our best, but do we always have to be the best? How come we have this tendency to, one-up other people's stories, so we'll at least appear to be number one with that group, large or small, a group we're a part of, at least for the moment? Well, it's because, you see, we do have a God-given built-in longing to be acceptable or enough that we typically try to find it in life somewhere. And our successes are being better or best, are looking good. And in general, it can be when we're outdoing everybody else. But see, there's some problems with trying to find our sense of worth and value through a bunch of victories apart from God. First, there's always going to be somebody better than us. We may find satisfaction for a while, but someone will spoil it by being better. Whether it's fair or not, they do. On a related note, there will always be someone or a group who will reject our prime spot at the head of the class, right or wrong, whether we want it or not. They'll suggest we didn't earn it. They'll try to undermine our legitimacy and even suggest that, they're really best anyway. Third, we may reach our desired plateau of being the winner, but soon, we discover that we always want more. Nothing totally fulfills us anyway. Psalm 42 says it well. As the deer pants for water, so we long or pant for God. That's where the answer is. So when it comes to this idea of being the best, what should we strive for? Well, first and foremost, we need to keep seeking out God's best for us. It comes from prayer, of course, scriptural principles, and the wisdom of other Christians who are wise and trusted. Proverbs 3:5, many of you know this verse, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. Second, we need to seek out the best help for us and others in time of need. That's a good best. As I've mentioned in other posts, Nehemiah 4:9 says, so we prayed and we set up a guard. So you see, in times of challenge, difficulties, we need to seek out the best doctors, the best leaders, the best counselors, etc., while we pray like crazy. But third, we need to be our best. But as I said a minute ago, we don't have to be the best in our group or among friends or compared to most everyone who matters. We certainly shouldn't just get by since we know we can't be the top gun. But when we accept that our best is enough, we can work our hardest to give our all while actually enjoying our project or activity or new life goal. Colossians 3:23 says, and whatever you do, do your work heartily as to the Lord, not unto people. And once we're comfortable with our God-given abilities and human limits, then we don't need to drop one-up comments at the golf course on other people, or figure out ways to always look better than others, or have to pretend that we always have superior skills, like in golf, which I don't have. will more freely celebrate the talents of others and not have to come up with a better story. However, if you sprain an ankle and wear a boot or something, or have a recovering sore shoulder that's in a sling that you hurt because you kind of clumsily fell, yeah, come up with a better story. I mean, come on. Weren't you mountain climbing and you hurt yourself during the last rappel? Happens to me all the time. Talk to you next time. Thanks for listening.